Ever since Boneworks' release, rumours have been floating around about an evil entity you can find in the Blankbox map. Blankbox is a simple sandbox which is for some reason really dark and kind of creepy, and there's been a lot of reports of people saying they have seen an entity in this map. I was instantly intrigued by such discovery, so I thought I'd take it upon myself to see if this was true or not for certain. Follow me as we finally debunk this 4-year-old stress level 0 myth. The earliest mentions I could find of the entity are from 3 years ago on the subreddit. One posted by VicEC07, which is a whole video, and another by MasonDean73, simply asking a question about if people have seen this entity in Blankbox. And even when asking the Reddit a year ago, I got many responses, all of which were very mixed. Everybody was saying this was obviously some sort of edited image or glitch, and so I gave up. There is no such thing as a Blankbox entity, it's just a sandbox map. Stress Level 0 has no reason to incorporate an evil entity to scare random people randomly for no reason into a sandbox map out of all places.
I got this problem where my ass is just like all muscle.
So I guess this is where the case closes. There are around 3 to 4 different videos on the subreddit and in other places of the community where you can find where people show the entity in Blankbox. And each of these videos matches up perfectly. The entity always looks the same. It's always in the exact same position. How is this possible? If the entity isn't real at all, then this must be a crazy coincidence or a very dedicated group of trollers. It can't be, these clips are literally years apart. And so I dug further. How are so many people so certain that this entity exists and so many are so certain that it doesn't, with no sightings of it whatsoever? Well, that's because the Blankbox entity doesn't exist. At least in the base game. There is a mod that implements the Blankbox entity, and you might have it. But even if you do have the mod, there's still a chance you'll never see the entity. And this explains why so many people are so certain that it doesn't exist, but some very small amount of people have seen it. Big thank you to Lakatraz and Evro for helping me out with the details on how this works and where the entity has been hiding all these years. It's finally time we debunk it for certain. The Blankbox entity has been scratching my head for years, and I always wanted to get down to the realization that it did exist. But I was starting to sadly think that there was no such thing. But it turns out it is indeed very real, and hidden within one of the mods which you most likely have installed. There are a few essential mods which everybody gets when modding Boneworks. Stuff like mod that is not mod, custom maps, and custom player models. And one of these contains something very creepy. The custom player models mod actually contains the Blankbox entity. And this is why some people have been seeing this entity, but not all. And that's because the creator of custom player models, Marinara, actually added a random number generator and fun values to the spawn conditions of the Blankbox entity. This is why not everybody sees it. So first off, let's explain what a fun value is. A best example would be from Undertale. Something like Undertale uses fun values to determine what secrets your character will find in their run, and your fun value is randomly selected and assigned when your character is created. A similar process is used in this Boneworks mod. When you get the custom player models mod in Boneworks and load into the game, it'll give you a random number. If your fun value is not free, then this means that the Blankbox entity can't spawn, and there's no way to know this in-game, so you could easily completely go without even knowing that your fun value was not correct. And this is the reason why a lot of people with this mod will never see the Blankbox entity. And this means that if this statistic is wrong, you will have to restart your game to get a new fun value, which could just be the same again. On top of this, it's also a 1 in 5 chance for the entity to appear in itself. So that means that there's a 1 in 5 chance for it to appear on top of you missing the right value, making the entity's appearance quite low. And that's when Lakatraz and Evro told me about the ability to manipulate my fun value. By going into my user data and then melon preferences, you can change your user number to 3, meaning that the fun value will always be on the correct amount. This narrows down our ability to see the entity to a 1 out of 5 instead of a 1 out of God knows what. Now that we know for certain that the Blankbox entity can appear, it's time we go have a look ourselves.
He's real. Dude, he's real. Bro. The
the Blankbox entity is real. Is there a way I can... Then he's gone! He's gone! And after my first try, he was right there. So I know that after all this time and after all this build up, the entity is just a static object that disappears when you walk slightly, but there's something very special about the Blankbox entity. The fact that a modder has single-handedly installed a sense of paranoia into the entire community for years, with everybody thinking that everybody's trolling each other or thinking that others are insane, when really the Blankbox entity was technically there all along. And the fact that it was all simply done with 2 randomly deciding number generators. Obviously the answer's been out there for a while and people have known that the entities existed, but I thought I'd make this video to finally conclude it for the whole community. I can now safely say that the Blankbox entity in modded Boneworks is real. And we have all been made a fool for years. And the fact that a simple T-posing model is enough to shake an entire community for years to come is so funny. And I hope we get a similar thing with BoneLab. Modders, you know what to do. Get scaring people. That concludes the mystery of the Blankbox entity and what causes it and why people have been seeing it. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This was a very fun video to make, and the Blankbox entity has been something that I've just found so interesting for so many years. So being able to make a conclusion for this really means a lot to me. If you enjoyed and want more content to do with Boneworks and BoneLab, then make sure to hit the subscribe button because we do a lot of that. And with that said, I'll see you guys later. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you so much to all of my supporters. GunnaDaHun, TenTickles, ZeroMatic, PieLoverVI, Mizzykeen, DankMemeBoi, PurgeFlyFox, JoJoRune Kris, Ninja Gamer, Fernando Urista, Oddo, SageOfKindness, Flamsey, CollzToons, Mystery, Lealdo, The Best Evie, FlipperFlopper, Sardeliny, PSKing, Gamer Tin Can Endure, Fancy Man, Frosty the Beastar, and Yoshi Cooper. You guys are all absolute legends.